Hello and welcome. Let's maybe take a deep breath together. Tonight, we're going to do something a little different. This is a quiet story, one that's really meant for the end of the day as you get ready for rest. So, let's ease into this, gently. You know, as the world outside starts to get quiet, the world inside our heads can often get a whole lot louder. So just for a moment, think about the voice you hear most clearly in the stillness. What's it saying to you? Really, what story is it telling? Because you see, when all the other distractions of the day finally fade away, we're left with a choice. It's a choice between two different narrators who are always with us, just waiting for their turn to speak. On one side, you've got the voice of fear, and this is our inner critic. It's that voice that just loves to point out our flaws, right? It replays our mistakes and whispers all kinds of doubts. But on the other side, there's the voice of an ally. Now, this voice supports you, it believes in you, and empowers you. And honestly, it's the one we often struggle to hear over all the noise. Okay, so to really get how we can choose which voice to listen to, I want you to imagine something with me. Let's picture your mind as a very special place. Just picture it for a second. These endless rows of shelves, reaching way up high into this calm, quiet space. The air is so still. This is your personal library. It's a place that holds every single story you have ever believed about yourself. Go ahead, walk through the aisles in your mind. Every book, whether it's thick or thin, new or old, it represents a thought, a memory, a belief. It's a story about who you are. This library is your own personal history of, well, you. Now, let's look a little closer at some of those shelves. Some of the books, they just seem to call out more than others, don't they? And these are the ones written by that first voice we talked about, that voice of fear. Do any of these titles feel familiar? I'm Not Good Enough? Yeah, that's probably a heavy, worn-out book you've read many times. Or how about I Will Fail Again? It's a story with such a predictable, kind of painful ending, isn't it? These are the best sellers of the inner critic. And what's so interesting about these particular books is just how much space they take up, you know? Their pages are all dog-eared because we revisit them night after night. And even when they're closed, their stories just seem to echo through the quiet halls of your library. But here is the most important part of this whole story. This is the big turning point, because in this library, you are not just a visitor. You're the one in charge. Just remember this is your library. It's your collection. And you alone get to decide which stories get featured and which ones get moved to the archives, far away from the main reading room. So as the head librarian, you have this kind of quiet authority. You don't need to go in and tear the pages out or burn the books. No. You simply have the power to decide that, you know what, they're no longer required reading for tonight. So how do we do it? How do we, as the head librarian, start to curate a better collection for ourselves? Well, it all starts very gently. We just begin by writing something new. The process itself is so gentle. First, you just see that old, worn book. You know, maybe it's the one titled, I'm Not Good Enough. And you just acknowledge it. And then you can actually thank it. I know it sounds a little strange, but often these stories were written a long time ago to try and protect us. And then, with care, you just gently place it in the archives. You decide it's a story you no longer need to read right before you sleep. And now, there's an empty space on the shelf. And right into that space, you place a new book. But this one isn't written by fear. It's written by that other voice, the one we want to hear more clearly. It's written by your inner ally. And just look at these new titles. I am capable and resilient. I am learning and growing. Can you imagine holding a book with the title, I Treat Myself with Kindness? This is the story you get to choose to read tonight. This is the new bestseller you can put right on display. And as you keep doing this gentle work, night after night, the whole feeling, the whole atmosphere of your library starts to change. The air starts to feel calmer. The shelves are being filled with stories that actually feel good to read. Stories about your strength, your growth, your inherent worth. And those echoes of the critic, they start to get really faint. Your library is now a sanctuary. It's a place of peace. And that quiet, supportive voice of your inner ally, it's not a whisper anymore. It's this warm, steady presence, sitting right there with you as you turn the pages of a much better story. With all these stories of kindness and strength surrounding you, your mind can finally settle. Your library is in order. It's peaceful. And it's ready for rest, which means
You are too. So, as you drift off tonight, just let this one final question hang gently in the air. With your inner ally right by your side, what new, wonderful first line will you choose to write for yourself when you wake up? Sleep well.